Welcome to Cadillac Postgame Extra exclusively on SNY.TV. Mets came to Washington to open a 3-game series Monday night, and they fell to the Nats 3-2. Scoreless game through the first 7. Great pitching by the two starters, Stephen Strasburg for the Nats, Steven Matz for the Mets.
Yeah, it was fun to watch both of them pitch. More dominating maybe early in the game with Stephen Strasburg, but then he wavered with his control, and in fact the Mets had a chance one inning when he walked 3 and Travis d'Arnaud struck out. Matz was in full control all 7 of his innings, and then it got into the bullpen.
You talk about two guys that battled. You know, you don't get very many chances against Stephen Strasburg, and we talk so many times, when you get good pitchers on ropes, you better do some damage, because you're not going to get them very often. And he got out of the bases loaded situation, and that was tough. But and Matz, he pitched great.
I was really happy that I was able to go seven innings, and after kind of having a heavy workload the first few innings.
And then Michael Taylor hit a 2-run homer against Jerry Blevins in the bottom of the 8th. Mets were down to their final strike. Curtis Granderson hit a 2-run homer off Matt Albers to tie it in the top of the 9th.
Just watching Harper on the whole time. He went back to it. He stopped. I was like, okay, I didn't get enough. And then he looked up, and I was just hopeful that it would get up, because I wasn't sure what I was going to be able to do after that in terms of trying to go extra bases or anything like that. So the fact that it just went just enough was a good thing.
But then in the bottom of the 9th, a couple of walks eventually did in the Mets.
Yeah, when you think of the bullpen, you think of the bullpen for the Nats has really struggled, but it's the Mets who gave up 3 runs out of the bullpen tonight. And the walks hurt. Of course, the Taylor 2-run home run hurt. But, the key to that is that putting runners on base. Wieters was able to tag up. He might not even have scored on that Rayburn hit, but it could have been a great comeback win for the Mets. Just turns into a brutal loss.
We've talked about this several times this summer. One thing that we have done in the last few years here is we don't walk people, and we also don't give up home runs, and we're doing both. And that's a bad combination. You can't against a lineup like that, you can't walk guys. And they're good. They can hit, but you can't walk them, because it just turns that lineup over and brings those guys up when you don't want them coming up. And we're just walking too many guys out, especially out of the bullpen.
They had one great moment, but otherwise it turns into a loss that drops them 10.5 games behind the Nats. 2 more games to go in this series, starting Tuesday morning, July 4th at 11 a.m. when Seth Lugo goes up against Joe Ross. Our coverage begins with City pregame live at 10:30 a.m. on Tuesday on SNY. That'll do it for Cadillac Postgame Extra. Be sure to join us after every game for exclusive coverage on SNY.TV.